I will say this. I think that if you take a look at the AI complex, once again, people keep thinking, when will Nvidia move? When will Nvidia move? Is Nvidia's chart bad? I had someone ask me if Nvidia's chart was bad last night. How's the chart, Nvidia?
What'd you tell him there, Jim?
I said, I don't know. I think the company's doing a really good job. That often plays a role in the chart.
Yeah, Jim, yesterday, by the way, Russell, year on year, 26.4%, biggest annual gain in several years. It was Yardeni yesterday, Jim, who argued small caps not doing as well as mega caps, argues maybe this rate path is not going to be as dovish as some people think, or as the bond market thinks.
Well, look, Ed is absolutely right. That would be the conclusion you reach. What I think is happening is there are different things occurring at this very moment with some of the mags, not the others. I really feel like the Tesla's reaccelerating. I think that Amazon, if you go through the FedEx lines, you'll see that e-commerce is stronger than they thought. Stronger. That reads very well for Amazon. Remember, they're not clients, but Amazon, that is just a one-for-one tell, and I really like it. So I see some things that I really think are good. I think the Apple launch is going to be very, very effective. Tim Cook looked really good this morning. I always love the fact that people want selfies with him and he talks with them, but actually it's a remembrance that the company is absolutely loved. And then David, best for last, okay?
Yeah. What do you got?
David, Waymo. I don't want a human anymore. I want a Waymo.
Why is that, Jim?
Because they have no emotion. They don't want chit-chat. They don't want to ask me how I'm doing. They don't talk about the Eagles. They just drive. They don't hit anything. They don't seem to be tired at all.
They don't ask you about Nvidia.
They don't put on the Eagles either. So you sit there and go,
no,
not
I mean,
the
they're
Eagles,
great.
man.
And you know what? Other than if I jumped into the trunk, which they can find, they'll find you, by the way, because they have cameras everywhere. I think it's such a more pleasant, safe experience. I'm all in Waymo, which makes me not want to hate Google as much.
In today's rapidly advancing world of technology and high-stakes strategic maneuvers on the global stage, China has embarked on a transformative journey within the semiconductor industry, setting off a chain reaction of developments destined to reverberate throughout the global market. Imagine this scenario. The powerful nation, often embodied as the dragon, is assertively voicing its strategic intentions, urging domestic industries to embrace homegrown artificial intelligence chips over the tried-and-tested products from the incumbent giant, Nvidia. This initiative, though not a rigid mandate but rather a strategic encouragement, underscores China's resolute commitment to elevating its national champions, such as Cambricon Technologies and Huawei Technologies. But why venture into such bold waters, one might wonder? The roots of this compelling narrative delve deep into the undercurrents of a technological era defined by innovation and subtle contention. As the world stands fascinated by the interplay of technological prowess and geopolitical ambition, China's resolute push for semiconductor independence becomes a pivotal beacon in the unfolding drama. The landscape is replete with significant players whose every decision holds potential repercussions for global corporations and economies alike. Join us as we delve into this captivating story, where the titans of the semiconductor industry take center stage in an unfolding epic that promises to redefine technological dominance across continents. Welcome back, everyone, to Investocracy.
Let's bring her in. Spear Invest founder and chief investment officer, Ivana Delvetska. So make the case. Why should I still like Nvidia at these prices?
Well, Taylor, thanks for having me. We're at the very early innings of a major data infrastructure upgrade cycle. So we believe that there is going to be significant investment that will go into upgrading our current data centers to this accelerated computing technology. And we've really only seen the first generation of chips introduced so far. So what we believe will be happening is that there's going to be significant improvement from generation to generation. So as the Blackwell chip gets introduced later this year and next year, that's going to spur a significant step up in demand. So it's going to result in significant upside to earnings estimates.
It's interesting. One of another analyst that I read, Dan Ives over at Wedbush, he says, think of Nvidia as it's like 9 p.m. at a party that's going until 4 a.m., right? Like you're in the really early innings of this. One other thing, though, that he talks a lot about is how Nvidia has such a big lead. They're 2 or 3 years ahead of everyone else. How far behind, though, is a company like AMD? Can they catch up? How long will it take them to really close that gap with, of course, the big leader that is Nvidia?
Well, Taylor, the interesting thing about AMD is that they do have a similar technology and a similar chip. The question is, how do customers plug and play with that chip? So it's not as simple where Nvidia has built a whole ecosystem around using their chips. With AMD, customers will need to do that on their own. So that's really the big difference. But we see over time AMD also entering the market and gaining pretty significant market share. It's just that you have a growing pie, so there is going to be a big opportunity for both players to capture.
China's latest maneuver in the semiconductor realm is a testament to its strategic foresight. It's not merely a random act, but a well-conceived effort to secure a footing in the AI revolution. By championing domestic AI chipset producers instead of leaning on Nvidia's formidable H20 chips, Beijing is executing a delicate balancing act designed to empower its native companies while subtly navigating the choppy waters of strained US-China relations. It resembles the wise counsel given to children to cherish the toys they own, especially when alternatives face import hurdles. A savvy approach to strengthen the home team without inciting unnecessary discord. Adding a touch of levity to this intense tactical scenario, one can imagine Beijing humorously quipping, "Nvidia, your technological marvels are commendable, but why not explore the wonders of our Cambrican chips? They promise equal delight, we assure you." Emerging local frontrunners, such as Cambricon Technologies and Huawei, stand poised to claim a more significant slice of the market as Beijing's gentle nudges evolve into resounding calls. This strategic inclination had already been hinted at when China previously encouraged electric vehicle manufacturers to favor domestic chip suppliers. While the message might have once been subtly inscribed on the walls, it is now emblazoned in bright neon for all to see. But before we go any further, if you want to keep up with Nvidia's latest updates and keep up with the stock market's latest news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post multiple times daily about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market, so click the follow button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates. Back to the video.
Some of the things that I've read coming into earnings season in the last couple earnings season is trying to prove that AI has value, that companies are profitable, that they can return cash to shareholders, that they're able to monetize AI, that the proof is in the pudding. Are we there yet?
So I do think we're there yet, and the reason why people miss this is that the first wave of investments is still by companies that are currently leaders, like Meta, like Tesla, and they're really using AI to upgrade and maintain their current technology leadership position. We see companies like Google, for example, their business is under attack, right? The search business. So they're really going to have to invest significant dollars in this, even if they don't see the returns. Now, we're a few years away from seeing completely new applications for AI, which we expect to see, and chips like the Blackwell will enable those because we need significantly better compute power at a cheaper cost to be able to come up with new applications.
Nvidia, projecting a calm front, has opted for a diplomatic path, maintaining official silence while its CEO, Jensen Huang, quietly assures stakeholders of their adaptability to continue serving Chinese customers within the complex landscape of U.S. regulatory constraints. The noticeable 3.9% dip in Nvidia's share prices reflects the initial shockwaves felt across global financial markets. Yet, let us remember that stock market fluctuations often mirror the predictability of a whimsical fortune teller's crystal ball. But what stirs such fervor, you ask? Consider this a pivotal chapter in the ongoing saga of U.S.-China technological supremacy. China's strategic pivot aims not only to reduce its dependence on foreign tech behemoths, but also to fortify its technological defenses amid persistent restrictions. The world looks on with anticipation as analysts meticulously analyze figures and investors collectively hold their breath, attempting to gauge the winds of change in this high-stakes tech arena, where each semiconductor carries the weight of national pride and future dominance. Recent discussions on social platforms like Twitter vividly capture the essence of this unfolding narrative. Cambricon emerging as the new Nvidia in China? A bold prediction. Let's see how it unfolds, tweets an industry analyst, while another voice adds, "It appears Chinese AI has just received substantial domestic reinforcement. Nvidia, prepare for the tremors." As sentiments ripple across the market landscape, it becomes evident that China's decision transcends mere industrial policy. It's a calculated, strategic shift with far-reaching implications for global tech geopolitics. The stakes are extraordinarily high. China's resolve is not only about technological advancement, but also about cultivating a sense of national innovation and resilience. Every move in this strategic chess game represents an effort to reshape the global economic order by fostering indigenous industries capable of withstanding global competitive pressures. As American firms eye these developments with a mix of concern and admiration, the unfolding dynamics suggest a global stage where each innovation carries the potential to redefine alliances and foster new rivalries. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
I mean, I just got back from Asia, second trip in the last 6 weeks. It's more firm. I'm actually more incrementally more bullish because of everything we're seeing in terms of chip demand, the use cases that are ultimately driving AI, and the hyperscale. I mean, to Microsoft, I believe this is actually just the next leg in Microsoft. I think numbers go up much higher for 2025, just given our view, the AI revolution, we're in the early days, and I think it's a risk-on environment for tech going into year end.
Why has the chip trade been so squirrely then?
I think concerns about ultimately is demand softening, but that's why we spend so much time in Asia. We think demand's outstripping supply 15-1, and it speaks to the bullishness, not just on Godfather of AI, Jensen, Nvidia, but it just when you look at overall, the hyperscalers, it's Microsoft, it's Amazon, it's Google. That's the foundation. That's now what I view as the second, third, fourth derivative. That's why names like Palantir, front and center in terms of the use case names, where I think many institutions kind of put it by the side. Now it's front and center.
And you think there's enough that's not in the stocks? Because a lot of what we're talking about is known. It's expected at this point, and that's why the valuations and the prices have been bid up.
I mean, in our opinion, I believe Street's underestimating numbers across the board in tech, 15 to 20% when you look out the next 2 to 3 years. And that's, that's really our thesis, is that as these use cases build out, you only have 3% enterprise that have actually gone down the AI path. You have $1 trillion of AI CapEx coming, and Scott, I see it feet on the ground in Asia. And that's why I get it, the bears come out of hibernation mode and, try to scare many. But I think when I look at tech, I believe this is a tech market that goes up another 15, 20% going into the next 3 to 4 months.
As we conclude this episode of Silicon Strategy, it's impossible not to admire China's daring resolve to nurture domestic innovation amid international pressures. Investors might find themselves intrigued by the possibilities this internal drive presents for catalyzing a new era in semiconductor manufacturing. Consider investing in these burgeoning national heroes akin to securing a stake in the foundational layers of Silicon Dragon's promising ascent. With forecasts hinting at a potential surge for Chinese AI chipmakers amidst these governmental shifts, maintaining vigilant attention to these emerging stocks is a wise move. Meanwhile, as Nvidia navigates the turbulent waters of fluctuating shares, the spotlight increasingly shifts toward burgeoning players like Cambricon and Huawei. These companies no longer reside solely in Nvidia's shadow, but instead bask in a fresh dawn, ready to seize expanding market opportunities. With the stage set for the next act in this thrilling semiconductor drama, one is left to ponder. What will be the subsequent grand move in this riveting, globally significant play? Your insights may prove as crucial as the chips themselves in shaping the forecast for the world's technological future. And finally, if you would like to know what companies like Nvidia have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.